Welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming and joining me. My name is Angel Mercado. This is my presentation on our nonprofit partnership for 2024. So let's dive right into it. Do I really need to say the importance and why it would benefit us to partner with a nonprofit? Just listing some of the things, we'd be able to really streamline and pull from together our resources and collaborate on a mutual goal and vision, as well as we'd be able to pull from their expertise um, in the industry and their perspective in the industry, as well as just having a greater impact overall in our community and in our industry, as well as being able to have brand exposure and also maybe sharing some of that good reputation. These are just some of the key factors that we're going to be exploring when we look at these potential partners that I have for us to look at today. So let's look at them. Our potential partners that I would like us to explore are the Business Development Board, the local Palm Beach County Chamber of Commerce, as well as the West Palm Beach Rotary Club. The reason I picked these organizations is because really they have a footprint in our industry, which is business consulting. Now, which one is the best? We're going to be exploring that, and I want you to also ask yourself that when we start looking at these organizations a little bit closer, because we're going to be looking at their financial stability, because that's very important. We want to make sure that we're going to be partnering with an organization that is able to hold themselves afloat. We're not trying to really help them, or we're not trying to give ourselves more work, really. As well as we're going to be looking at their reputation, because we don't want to ruin what we've worked so hard to get to. And lastly, and then most importantly, we're going to make sure that we're sharing in a mission and goal, because if we're not going the same direction, then really what that's going to do is just create a lot of confusion and, again, more work. So diving right into it, the first nonprofit organization we're going to be looking at is the Business Development Board of Palm Beach County. Now, this organization's mission is that they're the economic board for the county, and really their main goal is to stimulate the economy, and this is by bringing outside businesses into the community, and that might even be out of state, into Florida. Now, their pros, I'm just going to talk about a few of them. Really, they're very business oriented, and they have a large influence in the overall business market, being as a lot of their job is to be a concierge service for big organizations to seek tax exemptions, as well as real estate, maybe business strategies, recruiting strategies. These are just some of the many types of connections that they have and that we could also benefit from in the industry of consulting. Now, another key thing I want to talk about is that they've been established since 1985, and they've been able to keep the original CEO since their establishment. I think that's very important, because I think that that just speaks loudly about their staff. That if they have a leader that really believes in what they do and has been able to do that for so many years, I think that's just very commendable, and something that their employees can get behind. Now, we can't talk about only the good. Of course, there are some cons, just like with any potential organization partnership. There could be risks. Some of the key things I'm going to notate are that they do charge fees to them sometimes, to these organizations that they are bringing into the community. However, these fees would not cross over to us if we were to partner with them. Another key thing to point out is because they're just so amazing and popular, they also have a lot of commitments, responsibilities that they have to keep track of, as well as others that might be interested. So we probably have to compete with those others to get their attention and time. And then lastly, like I had mentioned, they're really dependent on the economy. So as long as the economy is doing well, they get credit for that, and they're able to kind of ride on that type of train. However, when the economy does do wrong, everyone's very quick to blame them, and they do tend to seize a little bad reputation just then and there. But other than that, there have been no scandals or any bad reputation that could really tarnish our reputation. And then for the financials, we're gonna dive a little bit closer toward later on in the presentation because we're gonna compare them with all the organizations. However, they did have. I just want to note though some of the best financials out of all of the organizations we're gonna be looking at. Next, I want to talk about the Palm Beach County Chamber of Commerce. So everybody knows the Chamber of Commerce. Their mission is to really gather all the local businesses and then to help them thrive. So like the Business Development Board seeks outside businesses to bring them in and support them. The Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce focuses more on supporting and advocating and educating local businesses in the community. So some of the pros with partnering up with them would be that they have a very huge market influence. They have their members consist of other local businesses, including other consulting firms, um, which means that they do have an influence when it comes to the consulting industry locally, as well as other industries that could affect the consulting industry. So if we were to partner with them, I just think that there's potential there, as well as them having a positive mission statement. I think that them helping local businesses is a great thing to get behind, as well as just having the access to their marketing, which is funded local by them and also by all the other members. So one of the ways that they fund that is you got it through fees. So then now we're going into the cons. They do charge a membership fee to their members. However, that would not cross over to us as we would be partnering with them. Another thing I want to notate when it comes to the cons is that they are really focused on specific industries at a time. Whatever it is that they're trying to expand or grow, rather than the business development board that's more focused on just getting that growth, just getting almost any industry and seeing how they can get those jobs and really opportunities here. The Palm Beach County Chamber of Commerce focuses more on helping the already existing industries thrive and flourish. So that could have an effect on us because really, if they're not focusing on the business consulting side of Palm Beach County, then that means that their focus is going to be more on other industries. So again, that's us competing for time and also for their attention, which again, that's just going to cost us more time and more efforts. And as for their financials, we're going to be looking at them later on in the presentation. However, one thing to notate that I do want to notate about them is that um, their overall revenue and expenses might was the most concerning out of the organizations. So that's just something to notate. And then as for their reputation, they don't haven't had any bad reputation or any bad press really they're supported by all the businesses and community members, and as well as the local officials, and also by the state, and then by the Federal Chamber of Commerce. So they have a ton of support and a great PR. So yes, let's go into the next organization, and that is the West Palm Beach Rotary Club. Now, the West Palm Beach Rotary Club is off the bat the most social service oriented nonprofit that we're going to be looking at today, and really that speaks, and really their mission speaks to that. Their mission is about providing positive wellness through services to local communities and also worldwide, and that's through their engagement. So let's dive into their pros. So with their pros, they we could leverage really their volunteers because they get a ton of volunteers, as well as they have some of the best PR and reputation because really, like I said in the beginning, that they're really oriented towards social causes and social services. So they're always posting, really feel good stuff. They're not business oriented or really trying to make profit, or trying to grow the business. Really, what their focus is on causes, social causes, and that could be great PR as well as that could be a con because their focus is not going to align that great with us, as you could see in their mission statement, as well as that it could also be a risk because you never know when really a good cause could have a negative effect on someone really when things get that personal. And in the business industry, usually you just want to keep things pretty business oriented and professional, as well as they would have, and then that trickles down to having the least amount of impact in our overall industry of consulting. So next, now I want to get into their financials. So for their financials, I want us to look at the graph that I presented. Um, the revenue for the Business Development Board of Palm Beach County is the first one we're going to look at. So as you can see, the revenue is 3,370,000 roughly, and then their expenses come just above 3 million, leaving them with a net profit of over 300,000. And so that means that they have they're making profit. They're able to roll that into their overall assets, and it shows because their assets is well above their risk of liabilities. So that means they have plenty of room and cushion to fall back on if the economy were to ever go down, or if they were to ever come under some unexpected liabilities or PR or expenses. And like I said in the beginning of the presentation, that's very important because we want to look at these things. It's so important. We want to make sure that the partnership that we have is beneficial, more beneficial to us, and has the least amount of risk. And we want to make sure that that the company we partner with is able to keep themselves afloat and has shown that. Next is the Palm Beach County Chamber of Commerce. For them, their revenue is 230,000 roughly for the year of 2023. I wanted to just mention that this chart and the financial reports are all from 2023, so they're the most recent. And as you can see, their net profits is just under 8,000. That doesn't leave them much of a cushion or room to and it shows because really it's left them with only 400,000 in assets, with a liability of almost higher than 25%. And really that's concerning because it's the most concerning out of the three organizations that we're looking at, because as you can see in the next in the West Palm Beach Rotary Club, their assets is still well above 25%, having a 334,000 asset for the year 2023 with a liability of 200 and 2,000, being well under 25% of their overall assets and liabilities. And and out of the three, the business development board has the least amount of risk because their liabilities is well under, as well as their net profits is the highest out of the three organizations. And then just to notate, that amount of expenses and revenue doesn't come that easily to manage. And really, I think that they've earned that. And that just goes to show really the amount of work and effort they put to making these kind of numbers. That amount of assets is very impressive. And it's something that they can always fall back on for whenever the economy is doing bad, or if anything, or if they fall back on expenses. So now you might be wondering, who is the best potential partner? And if you're not, I want you to start. Because really, the company that we partner with is going to have an impact on the entire organization, theirs and ours. And then ultimately, the industry that we want to have an impact on. So I believe that the best partnership that we could have with a nonprofit out of the organizations we looked at is with the Business Development Board of Palm Beach County. Now, the reason that I picked and the reason that this is the best choice for our nonprofit partnership for the year 2024 is for a numerous amount of reasons. Not only are they pumping out content, positive content in the business industry and through so many social media platforms, and it's because of the amount of access that they have to that type of capital, and then the expertise that they have from within. They have retired marketing executives in there that have created these professional magazines and also bulletins and also posts that they're and articles that they provide monthly and annually that are really groundbreaking and really we could be a part of, because a lot of industries look at these marketing tools and look at these magazines when they're deciding whether or not to have business or make business with them. So now they can be looking at that stuff and thinking about making business with us. And then, like I just mentioned, they have the best overall financials, and I think that's so crucial because we want to make sure that we're not getting crippled, or that we're not getting negatively affected by partnering up with the nonprofit organization. We want to work collaboratively towards a mutual goal, and then that's the other thing about the Business Development Board and why they're the best choice for us to partner is because of their mission that aligns just so greatly with ours, and that's for our businesses to grow and for the overall economy to keep doing well, and then also to just provide a great concierge consulting service to businesses that really depend on our expertise and on our professional services. And that's why I feel that the Business Development Board of Palm Beach County is the best overall pick for our partnership of a nonprofit in 2024. The reputation is also amazing. They're known for boosting the economy, which, especially right now, Florida has the leading economy in the country, and all eyes are on us. We've been hearing about the Wall Street of the South, about all these organizations and businesses and capital that are coming into Palm Beach County. And who is it that gets all of the credit for that? the Business Development Board of Palm Beach County, and we could share in on that if we do the right decision and partner with them for the year 2024. Thank you very much. These are just my sources. Thank you.